Hello traders from around the world. How's everyone doing? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with RealLifeTrading.com. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. It is the Monday Real Life Stock View, totally for free. Hope you're enjoying this and ready for some good stuff. First and foremost, it's an obvious thing I got to bring up, just an absolute horrific and terrible tragedy that occurred in Las Vegas last night. I was just in Vegas a few weeks ago, and I know a lot of traders and just people in general out in Las Vegas. It was just an absolute horrific and terrible tragedy. The worst mass shooting in recent U.S. history. Just purely demonic what happened over the weekend. And my hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to anyone affected by this tragedy. I don't know exactly what Real Life Trading is going to be able to do and how we're going to be able to help. It is Generosity Month, so we're going to do our best in some form or fashion to help either a family or an affected person or someone out there. We're going to do our absolute best to do something and help something and donate in some way and just assist, because it was just a heartless and terrible act that just simply did not need to occur. And anyway, my hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to anyone affected. So sorry to start it off that way with a review, but it's a fact. It has happened. It has occurred, and it was terrible and senseless. But our best efforts and thoughts go out to anyone who was affected by the incident. So please let us know if there's anything that we can do. Looking at the markets, the SPY making all-time highs today. So we discussed that would probably and likely occur, and it did. We're continuing to go higher. Nice little bullish move. You had a weekly chart. Here's the weekly chart on the SPY, and you had a bullish gap and go on the weekly. And then inside day candle, new all-time high, new all-time high. So agreed. It's only Monday, so there's a lot left in the week. But if you're looking at trading the SPY, here's the 5-minute chart, and today was Mentorship Monday. So many traders from around the world who signed up over the weekend for the trading rooms, you're going to get access to 3 hours of the recording. Some of the recordings I was talking about the SPY, saying this is my favorite candle, entry, stop, just an absolute beautiful trade on the SPY for anyone trading shares and or options. Very good retest gap, very good play across the board. SPY moving out nicely. The Qs, we are still in a weekly options newsletter trade from the Qs that we got triggered into on 9/27. We will be moving up that stop on that call option trade sometime here in the next few days. Let's go look at some stocks that were requested. Here's WTW, Weight Watchers. And Weight Watchers had a really nice little pop. Had a few traders keeping an eye on this one, interested to see exactly what would transpire. And the analysis was pretty simple. Get in above here with a stop down there. So had a nice little move. Good volume came in. The trend is still bullish. Will it pull back tomorrow? Of course, I wish I knew the future, but I simply don't. However, what I can say is this does look like the bounce, and if it does pull back, the old resistance would be about 44.50, and that would probably be the area in which you would look to buy the dip with some type of limit buy order. Something like this, a limit buy, probably right about here, that previous resistance. Limit buy, again, good volume, good bounce off the 50, nice little bullish trend. So yeah, buy it on a pullback would be a limit buy, and stop probably down here somewhere around 41. Now, is that going to work? I don't know. Can you create a plan and follow that plan and mitigate your risk if it doesn't work? Yes, you can. Next on the list was a requested also HIMX. And I know my good buddy Charles Wade got into this trade earlier today, and he got out for a small gain. Himax Technologies, here's the weekly chart. And what we're doing on this one is really going to battle resistance for a while. You'll see that we traded sideways really since 2013. This resistance here at $11.37 is pretty strong. So here's the support resistance right about there at $11.30. Come over here to a daily chart. What you'll also notice is just recently we broke out of a resistance line right there. So previous resistance from back in March, we broke out of that, had a bunch of retest gaps. We came back and retested. That's where you would buy. right? Simply that old resistance, new support, and then it had a beautiful bounce on HIMX. So at this particular point in time, it's already kind of at a resistance and breaking out this little triangle pattern looking thing. So if you're looking at going bullish on HIMX, I would say let it make new highs. Let it really prove to you that it wants to go higher with a breakout of that resistance, and then buy the dip if and when it pulls back into some of that previous old resistance, new support. Next on the list, also had a request to look at ABMD, a Biomed, and here's the weekly chart, and obviously this trend is almost straight up. Very, 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 very steep angle on ABMD, simply stating that this angle can't last forever. It did have a very strong bullish gap just 2 or 3 days ago, so the trend could continue. This is one of those that if you're not in, I would say a short-term trade is fine, but getting in long-term, like months to years up here, you're probably chasing. Watch out for this gap. This gap should not fill on ABMD, right? We should not close below the low of yesterday being Friday. But if we do, that would be kind of bearish in my opinion. We really, really should not close above there. The trend should continue. Where it's a little bit of a chase, I would have really preferred to buy it back here on the retest, that 50 EMA. That was a nice, healthy pullback into here. Since then, we've been making a strong move higher. So if you're going in bullish, if you're playing it bullish, hop into the hourly chart, play it short term aggressively, buying the dip off the 10, maybe putting a stop here at 167.88, and seeing if those moving averages can prop up ABMD. When you hit your target, get out, look to buy a dip again in a pullback. Because right now, we literally made an all-time high, never been higher today. And if you're following the buy low, sell high approach to trading, this is certainly not a buy low, sell high approach. Here's Apple. Apple, a little bit of a lower shadow. Pretty bullish looking candle on Friday, I must say. Here's the 100 simple moving average. And as you know, I have a bull put spread expiring in 2 weeks. So yesterday's low will be a big turning point for me if we break lower. Otherwise, this is a nice pennant pattern on Apple, and I could easily see this breaking higher and continuing up bullish overall. Ladies and gentlemen, that about sums it up for me for today's Monday Real Life Stock Review. I have a coaching session tomorrow with an amazing trader from Georgia, and I'm going out to dinner with David and his wife, who's a real life trader who lives here in the Panama City area. So get to meet another real life trader, and then I'll be popping down to Gainesville, Florida sometime Wednesday morning. Otherwise, folks from around the world, thanks so much for tuning in. You rock. I will see you on Wednesday for your next free real life stock review. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You rock. Bye.